Okay everyone, so I'm going to try this again to see how it works. I kind of liked it the last time. So we are in Ogden, New York. Let me take my brake off. As you can hear, you can probably hear I drive a stick shift. It is a Toyota RAV4. I really, really love this car. I was looking at some newer vehicles and thought, oh gosh, I just don't think I can get rid of it. So here it is. This is the front part of Whittier Fruit Farm. It never gets old going here. I just had a lovely conversation with the manager. Now the gentleman that's here, I don't suppose he'll mind, but his name is Jerome. If you ever get an opportunity to come to Rochester, New York, make your way, of course during apple season, over to Whittier Fruit Farm. Say hello to Jerome for me, and I think that you will experience a great time. I think you will really love it. So this is actually called Whittier Road. Now I don't know the history of the Whittier family, but I'm guessing the orchard must have been here so long because this road, which is substantial, is actually named, I'm guessing, after the family name. That's what I've always assumed. I might be making stuff up now at this point. Did you guys see the pink trash bucket? I guess, let's see, about maybe 4 years ago, no, I guess about 6 or 7 years ago, because it's been a couple of years since I lived here, they came out with those for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is in October, and I thought that was pretty awesome. I had an opportunity to ask for my pink bucket and support breast cancer awareness that way. I always was excited pulling my little pink tote out. I thought it was kind of cool. Now, out in Ogden, I would almost call it a suburb of Rochester, but it's way out in the country, and it's out where I used to live. I used to live in the city of Gates, and Ogden is right next to it, and I was really, really close to Ogden where I lived, and that's why I would sneak out here so often and go to the farm, because they have cherries and apples and peaches and all kinds of stuff that you can pick throughout the year. So this town is such a nice and friendly small town. I wonder if I could still find one of them. I'll try to find one. I'm not going to promise anything. But along these roads are wonderful farms. And at these farms, they of course have produce. And they usually have a big table at the end of the road with a small coffee can sitting on the table. Sometimes it's strapped to the table, but always a little small can, and there's a piece of paper scribbled with how much they are. Like cucumbers, 25 cents. It's always really, really cheap and crazy. If you drive by one, you just stop and you pick the fruits or vegetables that you would like, and you just drop the money in the coffee can. It's all on the honor system, and I've always been really impressed by that there's so little crime out here that you can just leave it there, and everybody's on the honor system, and nobody's broken the honor system as of late. So as of 2016, I was out here last year and I did find some stands. So I can't go for this year, but as of 2016, no one, or maybe someone has, but not enough people had broken the trust of the farmer. And I just thought it was always great. I would get as much of my produce as I could off the side of the road to support these local farmers. I always thought that was such a great thing. Now I'm about to turn on Buffalo Road, and it's going to get a little bit busier. When I make the left turn, we're going to go by a place called Bill Gray's, and that's their local hamburger joint. It's really, really tasty. They have a few of those in town. And they have really good crinkly fries, and the burgers are always really good, although I love my burgers really done, so never quite done enough. I like mine kind of crispy on the outside. I know that those of you who like it kind of medium rare are probably shuddering by now, but that's how I like it. So there's a Bill Gray's, and then there's an Abbott's custard. It's a frozen custard. Now for those of you who know what Abbott's is, you'll know that it's really good. It's the first time I'd ever had frozen custard. And their standard is vanilla, and vanilla with almonds, and chocolate with almonds. I can promise you I'm going to have some today, because without fail at this time of year, there is always the chocolate with almonds. But as a, like, they always have like a guest star, so to speak, kind of a flavor. And at this time of year, it's the pumpkin. So I can get pumpkin and chocolate. And if you guys have never mixed pumpkin and chocolate, I'm going to recommend you do that. It's incredible. I didn't know that it was so good until a friend of mine, Kathy, if you're listening, hi honey, she makes, and she always gives me some special just for me. She makes pumpkin cookies, and in those pumpkin cookies, she puts these like little chocolate pieces in them, and it's so good. That pumpkin, that chocolate is incredible. So I carry that forward when I come up here to visit. I always get a little bit of the custard. You can get a small and ask that they split it up with the flavor, so that's what I do. I'll get a small, and then I'll say just like put the chocolate in, and then kind of put the pumpkin in, and I just mix it together, and it's such a wonderful thing. I really enjoy it. So if you're looking over to the right hand side, this is actually where I used to live. I lived in one of these townhomes, and I really enjoyed my time here in Rochester. It was just time for me to head back to Florida. There's nothing I would say that's necessarily bad, other than it's just so cold. It's just really cold. It's not the snow. It might be a little bit of the ice, but it's a lovely town. It's small, and they have big ideas, though. They do large town things in a small town setting, and it's a really wonderful thing. Everybody's pretty nice here, although it's kind of hard to break the code. And by that I mean people are nice and friendly, but it's hard to break the code for like if I said, hey, does anyone want to go to dinner or to the movies or whatever, it's kind of hard to get into that space where they'll say, yeah, we'll go. It took quite a while, and it was a little lonely up here. So if you guys can see off to the side here, this is Bill Gray's, and then of course you'll see the Abbott's custard sign. I'm going to visit that in just a moment. I've got a couple of things I need to take care of over here, but there you have it. That's I think my final visit here in Rochester. I just got here yesterday, went and saw some friends, took care of some business, and and just did that kind of thing. So, I'm going to be on my way back to Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to go hit the mountains and share them some love. Tomorrow, I start on my journey back to Florida, and by the time you hear this, I will have arrived in Florida. I do apologize. I have such a hard time uploading while I'm here. It's not a problem for me because I just love this area, and I'm okay that Wi-Fi is kind of sketchy. I'm not up here to be on my iPhone or my iPad all the time. I want to experience what's around me, so it doesn't bother me, honest and truly, but it does make for rough uploading. So what I've done is I've tried to kind of talk along the way, or to show you some things to kind of share it, so so I'll have something to upload, so you won't have missed the vacation in its entirety. So there you have it. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Talk later, everyone. I hope that you're having really great days, and I am thinking about you. Take care, and we'll be talking again face to face very soon. Bye.